and Utah's defense over the last 4 or 5 games has tanked, and so they're struggling a little bit.
And touch, it's pretty much automatic.
Curry for the answer. Okay.
And so is
Curry with Harden on him, shakes him. Another beautiful pass. Green went for the extra pass into the hands of Curry. Rattles one home for 3. Exits with 2 fouls. Andre Iguodala on the floor for the first time, back with the Warriors. And all of his teammates rave about what he has brought back to the picture as Curry hoist up. Yeah, look who's there for the rebound. That's Peyton. Curry again, almost the same spot. Oh, rattles one home. 4 for 4 from 3-point range.
when you try to play on top of Durant with the ball out top, they're just going to throw the ball to the rim. You just can't do that.
Long range 3.
Well, Blake Griffin's getting tired of this switch. I think that's the 3rd one that Curry has hit on him tonight.
Curry is the game leader with 17 for both teams. And Griffin is on Curry, and he just can't stay with him. And Curry goes all the way in, and Griffin just ran out of gas. Warriors plus 11 in rebounds in the first half as Curry.
I will break that story right here on the air.
Hey, tied your own tie tonight, Coach. That's an improvement.
Well, you're not sure about that.
Not verified.
Certainly everybody else should do
Well, I
that.
saw Joe Lacob sitting courtside. He was cringing when he saw Steph Curry and start taking that charge.
Yeah, Curry. A minute and a half into this 4th quarter. Curry lets it fly, and right to the bottom it goes.
Now, do you know how hard that is right there?
Now he got him set. Curry hits a 3. They're back up 21. Their defenses look better the last 2 possessions.
Drip, drip. Sharp leaves it and is swiped down by Curry. Curry still on the floor. Damian Lee up ahead. Lee looking for someone, finds the right someone, and Curry knocks it down. 37 points.
Without Joel.
What is up, everyone? Man, looking at that boy shoot threes all day. I could do it all day. Like, I think it's just that moment where you just sit there and you say the smoothness of what a player can do if properly trained is amazing. It's incidentally, my son's favorite basketball player is Steph Curry. I'm Joseph Francis. This is Fan2Fan. I want to welcome everybody into a brand new episode. This will be the last episode for a couple of weeks because obviously the Thanksgiving holiday. Don't want to have a Fan2Fan on Thanksgiving Eve. Next year maybe, but not this year. We are going to enjoy some much time off, but Fan2Fan is going to have a heavy basketball show because it is the basketball season is heating up and stories just keep coming out. We do have 1 or 2 non-stories. We got a sports fashion coming up, a couple of sneakers that I want to get everybody's opinion on. Also, baseball note, because got to talk a little baseball. It is the off season. Next show we are going to talk about the baseball awards, Rookie of the Year, MVP, all those things, Coach of the Year. A couple of them have already been given out, but we're going to wait until the end, and that way we could do it. If you're watching, hit the like button, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We definitely need all the follows you can get. We are about a little over a month away before we unveil the new studio. We are coming to you from virtual land. I'm joining Calvin in virtual land with my beard that is like in its 50th day. I think it's becoming a fashion statement. Calvin, how are you doing? What is going on with that look? We got you frozen on the look.
I'm frozen like somebody trying to defend Steph. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. Sad I missed last week.
Yeah, you were stuck in. Please explain to everyone what the heck happened. What's going on?
Look, y'all don't understand this Western Washington traffic. Okay.
Is it worse than New York traffic?
Here's the deal. Here's where it differs. Okay, I'll say it like this. To me, in my estimation, I can understand New York is a bustling city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fast paced right, and you got a lot of people there. It's a smaller area where I'm at, but I feel like the area, like there's more people than area. You know what I'm saying? So like they don't have the adequate road space, and the fact that the highway out here, the speed limit is only 60.
Only 60? Our speed limit is 50.
Yeah.
It's 50, bro.
Yo, in Colorado, it was 75.
Really? That's kind of amazing. I want to, like, I'll tell you right now. Look, I'll tell you right now. I think 100% that one of the things that I've said a million times is, you know, like traffic, you go anywhere in the world, traffic is going to be bad. New York City traffic is horrible, except it makes sense. Like, I think I get what Calvin is saying. That being said, yeah, we don't want you getting struck in traffic anymore. So please don't. Please don't. We're going to talk about one thing really quick, and then we're going to set up, because this is a segment about Steph Curry. Steph Curry was ridiculous, and Steph Curry was on fire. It was just ridiculous, but he walked into the Brooklyn Nets, made them embarrassed, made them look bad, and that was the crazy part. That right there, and most of us expected, for those who don't know, tuning in, this was our picks, Heidi's picks. By the way, Heidi is no longer, she's here, she's just sick, and not from the vid. She doesn't have the vid, she just has a cold, and so she's definitely taking this time off. But this was Heidi's picks. She picked the Warriors to win the chip. That's win it all. This was Calvin's picks, pick the Warriors to win it all. And this is my picks, pick the Warriors to win it all. And that comes to a very important subject. This team is a team. This team has no fear. They say in sports that defense wins championships. That's true in baseball. That's true in basketball. That's true in football. It's true in hockey. It's true in everything. Defense wins championships. This team is the number one rated defensive team in the league. They could shut down anyone. And it's being proven. They've beaten everyone, although there's a couple of teams they haven't played yet. I would like to see them play the Chicago Bulls, the Miami Heat. I'd like to see them play the Milwaukee Bucks, the defending champions. But at this rate, I don't see how a team could take it down. What you're seeing from this team is fast, high energy, non-stop movement, making people pass, and they have the son of the greatest defensive player, in my opinion, in Gary Payton. And he is just a pest. He's a pest. But because all those guys get to do it, and here's the funny part about the Warriors. The Warriors right now have these guys. Draymond Green is no slouch in defense, maybe the second best player on the team, and second best defensive player on the team. But what's amazing about this? They don't even have the best defensive player on the team. Klay Thompson is widely regarded as the best one of the better defensive players in the league, and the best perimeter defensive player in the league, and definitely the best defensive player on the Warriors. So what does that tell you? They don't have their second best, first best, depending on the night. They don't have their best player, Klay Thompson. He'll be back. He just participated in 5-on-5 drills. And everybody who watches basketball knows when you participate in 5-on-5 drills, you're close. You're ready to come back. He's got to get his conditioning in, but he's ready to come back. James Wiseman, 7-footer. You can't teach height. You can't teach it. He's 7 foot. He's going to be back soon. This team hasn't gotten all their pieces back. And right now they are dominating teams. They're beating teams like they stole something. And it's because of those guys that I just named that Steph gets to be an MVP caliber player. There was a ranking come out for the MVPs. Kevin Durant was number 1. Kevin Durant laid a stinker. It was filthy, like garbage. It smelled horrible. Like week-old garbage on a New York City street with 99-degree temperature. Anybody who lives in New York knows that reference. It doesn't smell good. It's not pleasant. It is horrible. And it makes you want to vomit. And that was Kevin Durant yesterday, going up against his real only competition for MVP at this one. And I know it's only 15, 16, 17 games in, depending on what team you are. But I will tell you right now, the Nets, which we will get to in the second segment, looked horrible. Kevin Durant looked horrible. And I know they're missing Joe Harris, and they're missing Paul Millsap, and they're missing, obviously, Kyrie Irving, who we will mention as well. But the Warriors are missing people too. And the Warriors are looking amazing. My pick for most improved player award is Jordan Poole. And right now, there's nobody that comes close. That man is on fire. And he looks good, and he's young, and he's fast, and he's just all over the place, constantly moving. That's what a team is. And they have a system that works, proven to the tune of a championship, multiple championships, and a coach who can coach, and leadership, and a guy, as Heidi said in the chat earlier, who loves to play on this team. He loves his players. He loves all of this. We're going to get to a comment by Kevin Durant. And I'm wondering, is it throwing shade at Kyrie? Because he said something I honestly didn't think he needed to say. But he said it. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Steph is not the MVP this year, barring everybody stays healthy, if Steph's not the MVP this year, I may never watch basketball again. I said may never. So all you people out there that hold things and say, oh, he said he'd never watch it. I said I may never watch basketball again. I love basketball so much. So Calvin, what are we going to say? What do you got to say about that? How are the Warriors and what are the Warriors to you?
I mean, they legit, man. Like, first of all, it has to be tiring trying to guard Steph Curry, because I was tired just watching you know what I mean? The clips, watching him in and out and all that other stuff. Like, and who knows what they're going to do when Klay comes back. But at the same time, at this point, the way they if they keep on playing like this, it don't even look like they might need him to win, but it would be very much in the bag if he comes back, or when he comes back, I should say, because I think it's going to be around Christmas time. Merry Christmas to me.
No, here's the thing that's amazing to me, and I'm going to tell you this right now. He practiced in 5-on-5 yesterday. They're talking he might be back right after Thanksgiving. They moved it up because he's doing so well.
I need the theatrics. I need Christmas time. I need the Lakers. I think that's who they're playing.
They're playing the Lakers on Christmas, yes.
Yeah,
and by the way, the Lakers look trashy. The Lakers look trashy. Everybody picked the Lakers and the Nets to go to they were in the finals. And
prisoner of the moment.
Trashy. Both teams look trashy. I'm going to tell you this, and this is the thing that amazes me about Steph. First of all, I remember years ago, Steph couldn't dribble. He dribbled the ball, and constantly, Steve Kerr was saying, stop dribbling so much. Pass the ball. His passing looks good. It looks amazing. His dribbling, his handle looks better. His defense, like he's playing defense like amazingly. This dude is on fire on both sides of the ball. He is finally a complete player. And at what point do we say Steph is one of the greatest players ever? Because he's already the greatest shooter ever. He's already the greatest three-point shooter ever. What point would we say he's one of the greatest ever? What point do we start having him in the conversation of Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, all these dudes, LeBron James? What point do we say that? Come on, Calvin. This is the moment where I want you to pick something, because you always go right on the edge. And of course, the camera freezes right where you roll your eyes up like the Undertaker. That is never good.
Look, first of all, I just want to make sure. Did you say Magic Johnson or Larry Johnson? Because although I love me,
what are you talking about?
I was gonna say, look, although I love me some Grandmama, I'm not putting him up in that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Would I put him in the nah, not the best, but he up there. He like top 5 for me.
Why not?
The best?
Yes.
Like the best player in the world?
One of
as we know right now?
No, as we know I
would give him one of the best.
3. Right now, he's number 3, and if LeBron doesn't come back healthy, he's going to be number 2. And if Kevin Durant doesn't start putting up goose eggs and stinkers against Steph, he's going to be number 1. He's right there.
But barring that game, like, we got to be fair. Barring that game, because Steph had a couple of games where he wasn't shooting well, not this season, but last season, even though he went on a tear later on in the season. So I'm not really going to hold the one game up against KD. I do not believe that I'm making arguments for Kevin Durant right now.
No, but, you know what? Because eventually the people out there who are watching are going to know that Calvin at one point liked Brooklyn. He liked the borough of Brooklyn. He lived in the borough of Brooklyn. I don't know what happened. He moved to Korea and North Pole and Africa and he just moved everywhere, and now he doesn't like Brooklyn anymore.
Wait, so you gonna say I don't like Brooklyn because I went to Korea when I was 18?
Yeah, yes. I don't know what happened. You don't like Brooklyn anymore. I get it. Brooklyn is annoying
sometimes. I didn't appreciate. No, you know who don't like Brooklyn? Apparently, is the fans when they was yelling MVP for Steph.
Oh no, but that was
that?
That was the most important thing. They were yelling MVP to the visiting player that was torching him. My man wasn't having a bad game. They weren't trying to get on his skin. They truly believed he's the MVP. And what is it? It's a direct slap to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was the leading MVP person. Multiple ESPN polls said Kevin Durant. They said no, he's not. The Brooklyn fans said no, he's not. But now this is the thing I want to say. I was watching the game. There was a lot of Steph Curry fans. There was a lot of Warrior fans, okay? So I don't think it was the Brooklyn fans. What I think it was, was Warriors fans that were in Barclays, because San Francisco and New York there's people that live in bi-coastal and they live in those two cities. So I would not be surprised if there was a lot of Warriors fans. So.
Like Marcus said, the Knicks are currently pissing me off, but at the same time, New York City is still Knicks town.
I just want to say really quick, because I'm getting caught up in the chat. When I don't have Heidi here and sitting next to me, I just lose all track. First of all, what's up, Arlene? What's up, Nina? What's up, Fabio? Nina, all of these people, Marcus, everybody. I love when a lot of people watch.
Rob, you forgot Rob. You forgot Rob. Rob.
My bad, Rob. I'm sorry. Rob, hit me back.
Got you.
Jesus. Anyway, I feel like Arlene with you. She's like, you didn't call her back, and like Rob didn't text me back. I feel so.
What had happened was.
Unloved. But I'm messing with him. Rob knows I'm messing with him. But this is the thing. I want to put this out there. You know, I've been watching Steph because I watch him because my son emulates him. My son wants to be Steph Curry. Like he's dressing like Steph now. He's got the tights on under the shorts. Like he wants to be Steph Curry. And by the way, my son's jumper is Steph Curry like. He's getting buckets, all net, nothing but net, and he's only 7, so I'm loving that. But I want to say, like, I watch his preparation, I watch the way he's having fun, and Heidi's right, he's having fun on this team, and the team loves him, and they recognize him as the leader, and they support him, and it's a team, and they just having a good time. They're sitting on the bench and they're laughing, he's shimmying, and they're laughing with him, and they're making, like, that's what a team is. We don't see that from the Nets. We don't see that from the Knicks. We don't see that from the Lakers. We don't see that from nobody else. Like, I don't even see Chicago looking like that, although the Washington Wizards look like that. So this is my question. We all picked the Warriors. And anybody who knows basketball, you got to pick the Warriors as the early favorites. Now, here's my question. They haven't played Milwaukee. They haven't played Chicago. They haven't played Miami. These are good teams. They haven't played Washington yet. Washington has got to give them their respect. They're number 1 in the East. You think any of those teams could beat them?
Did you say Washington?
I did say Washington. Washington, give them a respect. They're number 1 in the East. Number 1.
We was number 1 the first week. We didn't get our respect.
No, because it was the first week.
I don't care.
And I knew this was going to happen. I sat there. I sat there to you,
I don't
Marcus.
care.
I sat there and said the New York Knicks are going to do this. I sat there. And what are they doing? They're getting blown out by Orlando. Orlando was 3-11.
All I'm saying is respect the time that we was on top. That's all I want to say.
I will respect that time. It's called the mid-90s. That's what it's called. It's called the mid-90s.
Quit hating. Okay.
Listen, I am a Knicks fan.
No.
I am a Knicks fan, but I'm tired of this.
Okay, I will say this. Okay. Chicago would probably, out of all of those teams, I believe Chicago would give them a run for their money. Now, here's my caveat, right? Milwaukee could give them a run for their money, but the way they've been playing, they're kind of iffy, right?
Okay.
Washington, okay, the way they're playing now, they could give them a run for their money with the style of play and everything else like that. Miami, sometimes they be looking legit. Sometimes, though, sometimes no. I mean, Miami could probably compete for like half the game.
Really? You think half the game?
At this point, like with the ups and the downs and who they beating, who they losing to.
Look, I get what you're saying. Look, I understand 100% that there would be competition. I think at this rate, and I know it's never happened before, so I might be a little bit of a prisoner of the moment. I think.
Damn it, the Knicks lost. My bad. Damn Orlando.
Golden State Warriors. We'll get to I'm gonna say something about the Knicks in a second. The Golden State Warriors are gonna go 80-2 at this rate. They're what it is. Okay, they're gonna lose to one other team, and it's gonna be because Steph took the day off. Like that's, and the Knicks lost to Orlando. Orlando, that's Orlando. That's like the Jets losing to the Cleveland Browns. That's like any other team losing to the Jets. That's like that's.
You gotta
like,
ask me about Mickey Mouse and them.
Yes. And they do this, and this is what happens. This team who has great players doesn't do it. And I'm talking about the Knicks. I'm switching for a second. But I don't want to go to them because that's just going to upset me. I'm going to get frustrated. I can't deal with the emotion of being a Knicks fan. It's abuse. And I said this about 3 months ago. It is thoroughly sports abuse. The Knicks are an abusive relationship that is filled with horribleness. And that's what the Knicks are. That's what they are. And I can't. And I bought their jersey because it was Derrick Rose. I love Derrick Rose. But every time I start to root for them, they do this. They lose to Orlando. They lose to Charlotte. They lose to these teams that they shouldn't be losing to.
Oh, wait, hey, hold on. Charlotte is decent.
No. Stop. Stop. Charlotte is a fabrication. They are not real. They have a couple good players. By the midseason, they will be middle of the pack like they always are.
Okay, but right now they decent. They lost to them while they was decent.
Really?
Yes.
So, okay. So, all right. They were hot. Anybody could get hot. But I will just say, bottom line is that the Knicks lose to teams they shouldn't lose to. And the Nets are doing the same thing, too. I knew that every night, Yes has their sort of pick 'em for the night with the Nets on game night. And I picked the Nets to lose. I knew they were going to lose. I just didn't think they were going to lose by that. They lost double digits to Chicago. They lost double digits to Charlotte, who I just got finished saying is horrible. They lost double digits to the
Milwaukee.
Warriors. And I get it. And they keep losing to these teams. The Warriors don't lose to teams. When they're supposed to beat a team, they beat a team. They're 11-1, and they lost to Charlotte, and Charlotte lit it up from three. They shot like 56% from three-point range, which teams don't do. You don't have teams shoot over 50%. And they did that night, and that's why they lost. And by the way, they didn't lose by much. And this is the scary part. The Warriors don't even have their full team, and they're winning like this. That's the scary part. And everybody's like, well, what about the chemistry? When Klay Thompson's coming back, is he going to mess up the chemistry? No, he's not, because he's already been there. And that's the funny part. Really? Is that our sponsor now?
Huh? Marcus asked what I was eating. I had to show him.
I don't even understand. First of all, how are you just eating and not sharing?
Well, my part of Virtual Land is always on the west side. Your part of Virtual Land is always on the east side. There's still 90s beef in Virtual Land.
Listen to me. I expect in your bag when you come here next Friday, because I believe you're still doing that.
Yes, you cheddar and sour cream ruffles is what you're saying?
Yeah. I expect that, damn it. Anyway, we are going to move on because the perfect segue is what we're talking about in the Nets. But hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not, because we are trying to grow. And I want to go back for 1 second. Steph Curry is your pick for MVP, right?
Me? Yeah.
Any other competition, or was it just KD and now you're not?
Early on, you know what? I'm gonna throw John Morant in there.
Yes,
I think he's hovering around number 3.
I want to say John Morant was actually in the top 5. I believe it was Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, John Morant, DeMar DeRozan, and I feel like it was somebody else who did. And that's legit.
Yo, you know what? Joker should still be for the numbers that he's putting up, and the fact that Denver is actually 9-4.
Yeah, I think that
without a full squad.
I think the fight hurt him. I think that people are not feeling the way he handled that, even though I think he handled it the perfect way. We talked about it on last week's show. It was like, once again, you're not going to hit me and then turn around and expect nothing to happen. Like that. I don't even understand that.
My man is Eastern European, so you know, like we was in the hood. They was in war.
Stuff. I don't even understand, Calvin. I thought you were better than that.
Nah, they was in war, B. I ain't messing with them. Hey, Joker's brothers, I don't want no smoke, is all I'm saying.
No,
I don't want none of the smoke.
That's what I'm saying. He walked up and hit him. Anyway, we can't get into that. We're getting off track. Anyway, we are going into the next subject The next subject, talking about the Brooklyn Nets, because I'm going to start disrespecting them now. They got blown out, and this is the bottom line. I want to say that they got blown out, and they knew they got blown out. I just want to take a small snippet of the interviews from them yesterday, because I actually think it was not bad. Let's take a listen.
From the first quarter, the way the ball was moving and swinging second side, to go from that in the first quarter and really even most of the second quarter to getting so stagnant in the third, do you think that was anything that they did, or they're changing defenses, or just you guys?
They pretty much did the same defense throughout the entire game. Steve was asked before the game about not having Joe and his gravity, the attention he gets. Did you feel that was significant in just the way they defended you?
Definitely. We already shorthanded, but to not have Joe, to kind of open that floor up, they just basically just packed the paint. We're still trying to figure things out. And then obviously losing Joe hurt us a lot because we depend on him for our spacing and just an extra body out there.
James, I had asked Steve about you guys' record against, the top teams. We're talking Milwaukee, we're talking Miami, Chicago, Golden State tonight. And he said, hey, it doesn't look like this team, the Nets, are one of those top teams yet. Do you agree with that assessment?
I don't know. We're trying to get better every game. I don't know. The goal is to be the best team at, in the season and in the postseason. That's the goal. We're probably not. We're probably nowhere near it.
He's a master at what he does. I've been saying that since he came into the league. Just a crafty player that can pretty much do anything off the ball, that can cut to the rim, shoot floaters, shoot threes, and then he can handle the basketball too and get down to his spot. So I've been there. He put in a ton of work. He cares about the game. He loves his teammates. Plays with energy. So that's what you get. Every night is a player like that playing at All-Star, MVP, Hall of Fame level. You got to respect it.
That's the goal. So, first of all, I just want to say there's some comments being made about my beard. This is called beard bullying. It's a thing. I feel bullied and triggered. I'm just going to say that. I'm growing a beard for the first time ever in my entire life, and y'all just being mean. That's okay. I will pull out that book and read it later, and I will, and things will jump out of my beard anyway. Second of all, I just want to ask a question. Since when was it okay to wear Snuggies to interviews? I don't understand that. To press conferences. My man is wearing a red hooded Snuggie. That's what that is. And I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, that's a fur, because that's not a fur. That's a Snuggie.
First off, first of all, you didn't realize it was a throwback, right? To when he was smaller, because that was Baby Bop's blanket from Barney.
Yes, that's what my man was. Oh my Lord!
My man was rocking the Baby Bop. That's what that is.
James Harden, man. Oh man, maybe he's a sports fashionista that he's well beyond his time. He's a genius. He's very easy. I don't know, but did you hear that? And this is what I gotta ask you, and this is what I'm gonna put out there. You heard what Kevin Durant said. He was talking about Steph Curry the whole time. And it was just one little part where he said he loves his team. Why did he say that? Calvin, why did he have to come out of, he's talking basketball, comment, basketball. Oop, he loves his team. Basketball. I think that was a shot at Kyrie.
Because he want to snuff Kyrie, that's why.
What do you think about those comments, Calvin?
Look, first off, I don't know how many times we got to hear James Harden say we just trying to figure it. Well, first off. No disrespect, Joe Harris. But did this man say that the Warriors' defense was better because Joe Harris wasn't there?
Yes, that's what he said.
Joe Harris is getting game plan for it now. No, don't get me wrong. I know he's in a scouting report. I'm not saying he like a bum or whatever, but that's what it was. If Joe Harris was out there, their defense wouldn't have been stout. That's what we're going with. Their
defense was Swiss cheese. You could walk through it. Every single hole was on the court. They played no defense. And let me ask you a question. So Steph is torching you, and you're gonna put Blake Griffin on him? I didn't understand that. Blake Griffin
First of all,
was on like
Steph,
17 of those plays that we showed at the beginning of the episode.
Look,
He
Steph
was on
been torturing
every
Blake.
play. What'd you say?
Steph been torturing Blake Griffin.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even understand.
He could have brought his twin brother out there to double team, and he still got torched.
That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. And I said it a million times. I've said it over and over and over. When your defense is not able to stop somebody, put somebody else on them. It's a simple thing. I don't understand. It makes me go crazy. And I'm sitting up there, and this is where I want this man to be held accountable. What is he telling these two dudes? Is he saying play defense? Is he telling them to do something? Steve Nash, you see that your dude is getting torched, and you keep him on him? You say, no, let's not change this game plan. It's obviously going to kick in any moment. That's what he was doing.
You didn't hear about the Hard Hat Boys? Is that what it's called? The BSB? What was it?
The Hard Hat Boys. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I think they had the day off, though. I think they had the day off.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this right now. I can play ball. I'm actually better than I was when I was a teenager. But I'll be damned if I'm going to play back-to-back games. I would die. I don't have that kind of stability. I don't have that kind of stamina running up and down the court talking about, no. If I see this little dude running circles around me, I'm going to be like, Coach, put somebody else on him because I can't stay with him. He is too fast. Blake Griffin is old.
I got 6 fouls and 2 hard ones. They'd have been used up within the first 30 seconds.
You fouled out the first 30 seconds.
Look, I'm going to be on the news for a different reason.
But that's what I'm saying. And look, I look at this Nets team, and I said it a million times. They don't have defense. And I wasn't going to pick them to win the championship if they didn't fix their defense. And in the preseason, I saw better, but I was like, okay. And then when Kyrie wasn't playing, this team was built, and I've said it many times on the show, this team was built to win with 3 superstars that can ball out, can shoot the lights out, can dribble, can do fancy plays, and they don't have that right now. James Harden, you know what? He was better when he was fat, James Harden. When he was sitting at the club, having boobs shaking in his face, eating chicken wings, that's when James Harden was putting up 50 and 20 assists and 17 rebounds. Now, he could barely hit 20. He could barely hit 10 assists. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that I don't know if it's because I don't understand it.
First off, you were being too harsh. Okay, let's list the reasons why James Harden told us why he is not producing that well. Okay, he did not get to play in the summer.
Okay.
The basketball is too slippery or too dry or too rubbery or too bouncy or too something. Okay. What else did we have? Help me out, Marcus. Okay, we got that. He's still rehabbing from the ankle, which he might be a little timid about. The refs are picking on him because they're not calling all of the fouls. And I think he might have bought into the flat Earth retrograde theory at the same time.
Lord. Let me first of all, this is 3 people's fault. Okay, this is 3 people's fault. It's first of all Steve Nash's fault because Steve Nash needs to learn how to coach. He needs to understand that when something ain't working, fix it, change it. That's called adaptation. I don't know why this is so hard for him, but in life, if it's either adapt or die. That is the story of humanity since the beginning of time. So I don't understand why he's having a problem. Good point made by Heidi. He's being very nice. He's being very Canadian. And for those who start getting, wow, Joseph's very racist toward Canadians. No, there are literally Canadians that we are friends with that have told me that Canadians are the nicest people on earth. And I've literally can convey that because every Canadian I've ever met is super nice. And it's not a bad stereotype. I would love that. The fact of the matter is that Steve Nash does not know how to be mean. He needs to be mean with this team. He needs to say, no, I'm the coach. And he keeps like, no, I'm good. Yesterday, he challenged a play, Calvin. He challenged a play just because Kevin Durant told him to do it. You're the coach.
Hey, they said they didn't need a coach. Remember?
I know.
Where you been?
I'm starting to see it. The second person's fault this is, it is James Harden's fault because I don't understand. I understand he was rehabbing, But you sat there and posted videos at the beginning of the preseason where you was lighting it up from 3. He was torching it, just dribbling between the legs, dribble. Shoot, we showed some of those videos on here. And all of a sudden, my man can't shoot the ball. My man can't dribble. My man can't get to the rim. My man can't do anything.
Can I just say?
Yes.
Can I just say that it is very coincidental that when they changed the rules, right, for what you can do and what's considered a foul, he's starting to look more like the James Harden that was in OKC as a backup.
Yes, I agree with that. And because of that, it's starting to look like he just doesn't know how to get with this offense. I will say that I will give him credit for being honest about the situation where he the reporter asked him, hey, was it something they did? And he said, no, it's us. It's us. It's 100% us. And I appreciate that. Now, the third person is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving decided to be super selfish when he decided to stay home because he didn't want to get a shot, because he didn't want to do his research, and he didn't want to understand and read a book, read an article, read one of the thousands of articles that are on my day job, WebMD, and see thousands of doctors that say the vaccine is perfectly safe. Look at the hundreds of millions of people that have gotten a vaccine and are doing very well to this day. I know at least 50 of them. And he didn't want to do that. He's like, no, I'm going to sit at home. I'm going to collect my $37 million. And I'm not going to care about my team. And that's what he did. So now his team is getting stomped by Chicago, stomped by Milwaukee, stomped by Charlotte, stomped by the Warriors. And the reason why I keep using the word stomped is because they're not losing by 2 points. They're losing by 20 points, 25 points. It's not even close. And the second leading scorer is Patty Mills, who wasn't even on your team last year. Are you kidding
Patty's legit.
me? No. I love Patty Mills. He's a San Antonio Spur, and I love the Spurs. I love San Antonio. But that doesn't mean that he should be your second scorer. When he signed a contract, he's like, oh, I get to play with Kyrie. I get to back up Kyrie. I get to play with KD and James Harden. The only person that has held up that end of the bargain is KD.
Look, when Patty Mills signed that contract, he knew Kyrie wasn't going to be there.
No, he didn't. Kyrie was supposed to be there.
Nah, he knew. He was like, oh, for who? Yeah, that man ain't played a full season in his life. All right, cool. That's what's up.
And here's the thing. Marcus makes a good point. You can't blame him for his beliefs. Oh, yes, I can, Marcus, when his beliefs are wrong. He literally doesn't want to get the shot because he believes the government's going to put a chip in his arm. That's not beliefs. That's stupidity. That's just dumb. That doesn't even make sense. I'm sorry.
Name the 5 greatest Nets ever is Kyrie, and Kyrie. If that sounds familiar, that's because it is from the Dave Chappelle sketch where he said, name the 5 best rappers, and he said, Dylon, and Dylon.
Funniest moments in the history of television for me. That was amazing. It's true. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that I'm coming on him about that, because I understand from his perspective it's about his beliefs. It's not, though. It's about what are you going to do to win this chip. It's about the fact that you left your teammates high and dry. Kevin Durant is his brother. Kevin Durant stuck up for him. Kevin Durant said, yo, dude, I understand what you're going through. Do what you got to do. Sit out and do you. I still love you. And that man was supposed to go. He has all the money in the world. He could go to multiple doctors that he trusts and say, what about this shot? Is it going to hurt me? He could go do his research, go do this, go do that. He could do whatever it takes to get back on the court. My man doesn't want to play. He was hoping that the new mayor was going to say, let's get rid of the mandate. It's too strict. The new mayor ain't doing that. He's not going to play this year unless the Nets trade him. And they're not going to trade him because Kevin Durant said, I don't want him traded. And nobody wants to take him because he's untrustworthy.
Yo, in a way, I think Kyrie has always overplayed his celebrity.
Wow. First of all,
look, seriously.
I just want to say the bullying about my beard is unbelievable. Go ahead, Calvin. What were you saying?
I think he overplayed his celebrity though. Like when you hear him talk, and I'm not saying he can't believe what he believes, but you know what I mean? Like he feels like, oh, if I'm doing this, right, like then it needs to be a thing. The bubble, right? Before the bubble. Yeah. He didn't want the bubble. He didn't want. We don't need coaches. I'm finally on a team where I'm like, yo, I can trust that MF right there to take the shot. Come on, man, you ain't even really proved yourself.
That's true. That's very true. And you know what the thing that I can't say is that I 100% thought that this team. I thought this team was going to be something, and they had the talent to.
Oh, they something.
But this is the thing.
They something, all right.
They are something. But the thing is that I said to myself that Kyrie didn't need to be there because I said James Harden is your point guard and Joe Harris could be that third option. If you get KD playing well and James Harden playing well and Joe Harris is your third option, that's not bad. But you know what I forgot to mention? And by the way, kudos to Lamarcus Aldridge, who's playing actually very well. I give him credit. He was literally retired because of blood clots and back issues and serious situations. He thought he would never play basketball again. He is playing basketball and he's playing pretty well. Joe, but they play no defense. I don't understand how they expect to win a championship where they just let people take wide open threes, like 7 or 8 a game. They let people get wide open dunks, wide open layups. What are you doing? And if Steve Nash is a good coach, and you know what's crazy about that? Steve Nash, when he was on the Phoenix Suns, we all know the Phoenix Suns were never known for their defense. That's why they never won a championship. Because all they were known is for running up and down the court fast.
They ain't got a good coaching squad neither.
They don't.
You could tell that because, well, Steve Kerr, hell of a coach, obviously.
That's true.
But he's got good assistants, and they got a good game plan. Right?
Yeah.
To maximize what they got.
We are got to move forward to the next subject, which we've been putting off for 2 weeks, which I'm very excited about. But I will tell you right now, and I'm gonna say this very clearly: they need to get rid of him. I said this to Heidi earlier, and she looked at me like I was crazy, and I thought either she was hopped up on NyQuil or DayQuil or tea or something, or she just thought I was crazy. Yo, I would trade him for Ben Simmons right now. And I know a lot of people that is not popular because Ben Simmons is a spoiled little brat and he does not want to. But the thing is, he does not like Philadelphia. I think if you put him on this Brooklyn squad, he's a good defender. He can drive to the hole and he can distribute the ball. He doesn't need to shoot. He's got KD. I thought he had James Harden who can shoot. But Joe Harris can shoot. They got shooters. They don't need him to shoot. They just need him to play him. I would trade that in a second. If Kyrie threatens, if you trade me, I'm going to retire. Good, retire. That's not my problem. Peace out. I own you. Trade you. Okay? That'd be me. I'm sorry that. But I got to ask you before we move on, who would you trade him for? Where would you send him? And by the way, that doesn't mean they would take him.
Where would I trade Kyrie?
Yes.
Sacramento.
Sacramento?
Oh, no, he can't play there.
What do you mean?
Right? No, it's Golden State he can't play.
No, I think Golden State he would do well. I understand that Steph needs the ball, but I think they would make him better. But that's just me. I don't want him on Golden State now. I don't want him messing this up. What Golden State's doing right now is amazing. I don't want him screwing it up, and I feel like he would.
Yep. Minnesota. There you go.
Minnesota. Yeah. That's the truth. Yeah. Heidi's she's typing in all caps. Jesus, this is violent. Stop rewarding people like Ben Simmons for being a-holes, or you will get more of this crap. You're wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. So I don't want to reward him, but I don't want Kyrie. And I don't think there's any other team that would take him. I think the only team that would take Kyrie and all his BS is the Philadelphia 76ers, because, I mean, what else are they going to do? Nobody wants Ben Simmons.
I'd take Kyrie over Ben Simmons.
Really? Because Ben Simmons would at least he's vaccinated and he'll come and play. Kyrie ain't going to play.
And do what? Not shoot?
True. Touche.
But anyway, yeah.
That being said, we are going to move on. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow us at Fan2Fan Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I also want to mention, and once again, I said it at the beginning of the show, I'm going to say it again. In about a month and a half, January 12th, I believe, we're going to unveil our new studio. It's going to be a lot more fun, a lot more conducive for the things that Execution Entertainment Media as a company is doing. There's going to be multiple shows. There's going to be a couple new shows that we're going to announce in the month of December and we'll start promoting. And there's going to be some more branded stuff. We're going to be doing some more cool stuff, and it's happening. So that is fun. And we are going to be putting crazy content. Like January is going to be a big month, and it's going to continue from there. So definitely like us and stay tuned. So we are talking about the top 75 NBA players of all time. That was the list that was released about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago, I would say. And we've been meaning to talk about it, but I did not want to talk about this subject before Calvin was stuck in a car crash last week, and I didn't want to talk about it then because I wanted him to be a part of it. Heidi is not here, but she's in the chat, so she's going to talk about it there. So we are going to definitely talk about the top 75 players, and the top 75 players list I thought was pretty accurate, minus a few, and we're going to nitpick a bit here, but I think it's fun when you talk about the top 75 players of all time, considering there's been at least a good 50,000 players since the beginning of the NBA 75 years ago, and obviously counting the G League and all of those places. To be in the top 75 players, that's elite company, right? And I think it's very impressive that they got it right. They clearly listed Michael Jordan as number one. Obviously, it doesn't reflect here, but these are the top 75 players, and it's the 75th anniversary of the NBA, and there's so many notable players on it. Obviously Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, I'm looking down the list, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, George Gerving, Allen Iverson, Larry Bird, Jason Kidd. I mean, there's so many good players. There's Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal. There's so many great players. Pistol Pete Maravich, which is one of my stepfather's favorite player of all time. He loved Pistol Pete. John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas, so many. Oscar Robertson, so many. Then you look at the newer generations. There's a couple of new generation players. You got Giannis Antetokounmpo made the list. Steph Curry made the list. LeBron James made the list. Obviously, LeBron James. Damian Lillard made the list, which, some of that, some people debatable. Dirk Nowitzki, one of the greats of all time. Steve Nash, one of the great point guards. Russell Westbrook made this list, and it's fantastic. Chris Paul, you get those guys, and you say this is pretty amazing. Dwayne Wade, Scottie Pippen. Now, Calvin, there were some people you named, and there were some people that you had up here, and definitely we're going to ask for Heidi to put hers in the chat shortly. But I want to say, what were some of the people that, first of all, let's ask this question first. Who do you think does not belong on here, on this list? And by the way, yes, Jeanette, names, and more names. Let's go. I know, it's name dropping. I hate name dropping. I'll say one more name because he's one of my favorite players of all time. Sir Charles Barkley, baby. I love him so much. Oh, Carmelo Anthony. Who do you think is on this list that should not be on here?
No, I think everybody that was on there should be on there.
Oh my God, that's such a Calvin answer. I cannot stand you. I love you, but I cannot stand you.
That's fine.
How can you say all 75 people on here can belong on here? Are you crazy? You're gonna tell me you're gonna tell me that Giannis Antetokounmpo belongs on this list? Really?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Not over Dwight Howard. Sorry, no.
I was gonna say that. Okay, thank you. I was gonna say that. You're gonna tell me, because personally, and this is just me, I don't think Damian Lillard belongs on here. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't won an award. He hasn't won a championship. He's never been like top 3 in MVP. He's a great player, one of my favorite current players, and I wish he would have spent his career on the Knicks. But
see, now I will say this. Let me back up. I know the numbers have to mean something, right? Because production. Yes. But like, I think if you asked a lot of people about Dame, like they would just take him. You know what I mean? Like, and he had a lot of circumstances. Look, he was supposed to have. No, he wasn't there with Greg Oden. Greg Oden was a little bit before him.
That's correct.
But he had a lot of squads that was supposed to be doing something, and then he had to be the only one that was consistent. I would still leave him on there.
I'm not leaving. I would take off Dame Lillard. I'm sorry, he doesn't belong on this list. First of all, Dwight Howard has more accolades. Second of all, there's other players, which we're going to get to in a second, that have more players. Dave Cowens, we're going to say Dave Cowens belongs on this list. I know he was a good player in his day, but not the top 75. Are you kidding me? Rick Barry? We think Rick Barry is the top 75? No.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Look, it has to go by.
And I'm going to say something very sacrilege in a few seconds, but continue. Say what you're going to say.
It has to go by the era that they were in and what they did, because you ain't got your Kevin Durant's, you ain't got your LeBron Jameses. To a certain point, we don't have Michael Jordan if we didn't have the dudes that came before and had to do something in the way of what was there, right? Like, we talking about we can't compare the dudes from the 50s directly to the dudes from now. Yeah, they would get smoked.
No, so
athletically anyway.
Saying, and I'm going to agree with what you're saying, and fine, I get what you're saying. Marcus is adamantly disagreeing with Rick Barry, what I said about Rick Barry. I know Rick Barry was great. I know he was
legit.
But I just don't think he's top 75. But I'm going to tell you right now, also on this list, and this is something that you're not going to like, and Marcus is not going to like. This is the bottom line. Patrick Ewing doesn't belong on the list, bro.
Cut his feet.
Belong on the list, bro.
Hey, first of all, cut your own feet. Cut your own feet. You are off the show. Welcome to Fan2Fan, people. I'm the host, Calvin Brimfield, along with Heidi, who was up in there hijacked. I really believe Joseph just locked her in the basement somewhere, he in the basement. But anyway, do y'all see the stuff that I got to deal with? Did you hear what he said? He said, what? All right, go ahead.
Listen to me.
You know what?
Listen
it's not. Go ahead.
I want to plead my case. I'm going to plead
your case. Plead your case, brother.
Here's the bottom line. Patrick Ewing was a great player. I think he's the greatest Knick of all time. Is he a top 75 player? No. And I'm going to tell you why. He wasn't one of the best centers. There were so many centers that were better than him. Okay? There were so many centers that were better than him. He didn't win a championship. He didn't get New York, the Knicks, to the hump. And I know that was Michael Jordan. I know Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. He didn't do that. His stats were, he averaged about 22 for his career. To me, that's not top 75 worthy. To me, it's like the Hall of Fame. It's just like, it's just the way we're just giving the Hall of Fame away. There is no criteria for this. By the way, I want to say one thing really quick. The reason why Patrick Ewing, to me, is not top 75 is not because of so much about Patrick Ewing. It's because I believe there are 75 to 80 players that were better than Patrick Ewing. Okay? And maybe Rick Barry is one of them. So maybe I might have to retract that. But Patrick Ewing, I don't know. If we're going to take his college career, then I would say yes. But and the reason why I say that is because the reason why Carmelo Anthony is on this team is on this list, to me, is not because of his playing career. To me, it's for what he did in the Olympics. And to me, the Olympics personified his professional career to solidify him in the top 75. I love Patrick Ewing. He was my favorite Knick, and I had all of his jerseys. I even bought a pair of Patrick Ewing sneakers because it was Patrick Ewing. But I just don't think he belongs on the list.
Hey, note to self: we need to watch out for Heidi, because if Patrick Ewing was his favorite of anything and he don't belong on the list, I'm sorry, Heidi. He probably gonna be freezing you out of the show and all the others. I got you though. I got you, Heidi. I got you. I'm looking out for you. First off, did this Negro say that there is 75 people better than Patrick Ewing?
Yes.
Are you kidding? First off, it is about your whole career when you do the NBA. I mean, when you go into the Hall of Fame, it is about your whole career. But you have got to be kidding me.
And if you're saying college and Olympics, I'm saying Olympics. I don't think college should be counted. But if you're saying college, then I put Patrick Ewing there.
It is.
Because I thought what Patrick Ewing did at Georgetown was better than what he did in his career. He won a national championship, for God's sake.
Ask Shaquille O'Neal about Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, I
That's all I'm
asked
gonna
Shaquille
say.
O'Neal and Patrick Ewing. Shaquille O'Neal said that Patrick Ewing was hard, and it was never Patrick. He said Shaquille O'Neal said Patrick Ewing was one of the hardest centers he ever went up to. But the numbers don't say that. Every time Shaquille O'Neal played Patrick Ewing, he scorched him. It was not even close. Every time he played David Robinson, he didn't scorch David Robinson. He didn't scorch Hakeem Olajuwon. He didn't scorch Greg Ostertag. And by the way, Greg Ostertag way under appreciated center. What he did at those years with the Utah Jazz should have him mentioned. He's not a top 75 player. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying to you is Patrick Ewing, there were 75, maybe 80 players. I think he's in the top 85. I think he's between 80 and 85. Out of thousands of players, to me, that's a good accomplishment. I just don't think Patrick Ewing is a top 75 player. I don't. Okay? I don't.
Let
me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Greg Ostertag?
Let me ask you a question. No, I'm not saying Greg Ostertag is better than Patrick Ewing. No, that's not what I'm saying. Let me ask you a question. Does Dwight Howard belong to be over here? Does Dwight Howard belong to be on this list? And would you take him over Patrick Ewing?
No, I wouldn't take him over Patrick Ewing.
Defensive Player of the Year. Multiple times runner-up and MVP. Took a BS team. That Orlando team had no business being in the finals. Took them up against the Lakers and actually won a game. Okay, they weren't supposed to win even a game.
Different era still. The 2000s was still. The 2000s wasn't the 90s. Let's be real. The 90s wasn't the 80s. To be fair, the 90s wasn't the 80s. Pat played in the 80s and the 90s, B. The 80s, the two toughest decades to play. He was a banger. He was what he needed to be. He could have been different. Trust me.
I get it.
You got to go back to the film when Pat Ewing first came in there and the Knicks was garbage. And my man Pat Ewing was holding it down. Rookie of the year?
Listen to me, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I love Patrick Ewing. But apparently, Marcus is saying that college or the Olympics is not involved in this list, which means Carmelo Anthony has no business being on this list. Carmelo Anthony was a great player, but why could he never get to the finals?
Bro,
why
you're
could
high.
He never do the things that other top great players.
Kobe.
What about Kobe?
Well, no. See, Kobe stopped him from the time that he was getting close.
Last time I checked, Shaq left, and Kobe was there by himself on a scrub Lakers team for a few years.
He had Pau Gasol when they faced in the Western Conference Finals.
Before he got Pau Gasol, he had him in 2007, I believe. Pau came over, but 2005 and 6 he had nobody, and that was Carmelo Anthony's. That was when Carmelo Anthony was averaging almost 30. Okay, and this is my point. My point is that, and I'm gonna bring the list back up. There are so many players on here that belong on here. I think there's 4 or 5 players. Giannis doesn't belong on there. Carmelo Anthony, if you're not counting the Olympics, doesn't belong on there. Damian Lillard doesn't belong on here. Damian Lillard's done nothing. Patrick Ewing, I love him. He's an all-time great, but I don't think he's top 75. He's top 85. He's definitely top 100. And that's 100 out of 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 players. Why are we getting mad about this? Why does he have to be considered top 75 to validate his career? No.
I didn't say he needed, because he is.
Yeah, I don't think was Patrick Ewing as good as Hakeem Olajuwon? No. Was he good as Shaquille O'Neal?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he was.
No,
he was, B. Come on, man.
Can we please?
They played different. They played different styles, but don't act like Pat wasn't a bucket.
Listen to me. Pat was a bucket, but he was a bucket to the point where he couldn't even get his team to the finals except for twice, and one time he was hurt. It wasn't him. It was Marcus Camby. I'm just saying.
That's his fault.
I understand it was Jordan. It was Jordan that stopped him, but are we going to use Jordan as an excuse? Or are we going to say that Patrick Ewing while he was one of the greats, he was not that great? And isn't this supposed to be a list that exemplifies greatness? By the way, Heidi, please put team players that you believe do not belong on this list. And now, here's the question that I have.
First of all, she is busy scrubbing the toilet with your Ewing jersey for your little blasphemous comments.
Actually, I do have the Ewing jersey. I love that jersey. It's beautiful. That is beautiful.
There's at least 80 jerseys better than that one.
So Heidi says the 23rd highest point scorer of all time. Okay. I did not know that. I might have to retract. I might have to say I was wrong live on air because I didn't know he was that high. I thought he was in the top 30 or 40, but the problem is that this is the problem I have with Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard.
You don't piss Marcus off.
I know. He gets so mad. He's so upset. He's so angry. He's so angry, and he doesn't have to be angry. The point is, there was a few players that were left off. Dwight Howard was left off this list. I believe, and this is what I thought was not a good indication of like I thought Manu Ginobili belonged on this list. I thought because of the international aspect. I thought that Dikembe Mutombo, while honorable mention, but I don't. You think about it, he was so defensive, so rebound, but there were moments where I said, "Oh man, he was so good." I thought, what about Kevin Johnson? That was another player who I thought, okay, what about why are you not being considered? You don't think Kevin Johnson belongs on this list?
He was not top 75, man. Not top 75.
All right. And are we not gonna mention? And I'm gonna double check and see if he's on this list. But and I want to see if he's on this list because I don't know if he's on this list. Why is James Worthy not on this list? Oh, yes, he is. He's at the bottom, right under Dominique. Okay,
top 50.
That's another one.
Oh no, top 75. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing about these lists, though. Like, if we just go, first of all, you don't raise my blood pressure. I'm seeing triple. Patrick Granana. Anyway. Oh,
and that's so mean. Marcus is like, you're always wrong. There's sometimes he agrees with me. I just want to say that. That's just mean. We got robbed. We saved
that for offline. We only agree with you offline.
I know you really do. It's I feel like you guys hate. I feel like you guys hate.
We only agree with you offline. This makes for better TV.
It does. Now here's the thing I'm gonna say. Heidi put something up. Vince Carter, 19th highest point scorer of all time. Yeah. What about Vince Carter? I mean, Tracy McGrady. What about Tracy McGrady?
See, and this is why.
Here's the thing. If Carmelo and Dame on there, Tracy McGrady should be on there. And
his injuries really plagued him, and that's why Grant Hill wasn't on there.
No, Grant Hill was one of the best players to ever play the game until he got hurt. When he got hurt, it was all downhill, and it's sad because he was so good. But this is what I'm going to tell you. I think Tracy McGrady was good enough to be on this list, and I'm going to tell you why. He is so good. He was just nice. He was just nice.
I had him on my list.
And then Yao Ming, he's one that injuries played him. But if Yao Ming would have kept playing the way he was playing, he should have been on this list. And there was an international component that should have been on this list because it's like his game impacted the game so much. And Vince Carter played into his 40s and was still kind of effective in his 40s. I
mean, we should have a what if.
Yeah, we should have a what if of the NBA.
We should have a what if.
That being said, I thought that this list was actually not bad. Now, I'm going to show you a list that I thought was trash. It was brought to us by the Slam people. And I'm just going to put it up here because I thought this was like the rankings of the list, the magazine Slam.
Oh, yeah.
This was trash. First and foremost, I'm going to say this right off the bat. I love Kevin Durant, but he doesn't belong in the top 10. And I love Dikembe, but once again, I said that Yao Ming didn't play enough. Spud Webb, really? We're talking Jeff Hornacek, Tim Hardaway, what? Jason Williams, my man was nice, but not this nice.
Jay Will?
Will was nice.
White Chocolate?
Yeah, White Chocolate was nice, but he wasn't that
nice. But
Derek Fisher? Are you kidding me? And that's another one. Hold on a second. I just realized something. Yo, if I look at this and Penny? I can't find it, no. Penny was hurt, and he would have been nice, but I'm not seeing. Are you seeing Bernard King on here?
Yeah. Wait.
Where's Bernard King? I don't see Bernard King.
Number 58. Under Steve Kerr.
Where do you see that?
58.
No.
Last
Forget
row.
about that list. I'm talking about the NBA 75. Bernard King is not on here.
Oh, he probably not.
Bernard King? Do we forget how nice Bernard King was?
Look, this is why. Look.
Bernard King.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
oh, you put Dame Lillard on there, but Bernard King ain't on there? Come on now.
Here's the problem with that to me. It's hard to say if basketball was just played in one era, right? If everybody was just melded together, skills and all of this other stuff was comparable, right? And they all played, and then you could probably say, yo, you know what I mean? Like, my man here is better. But you got different eras, you know what I'm saying? You got different rules, you got different this, you got different that. Like, I agree with Steph being on there because it's just if like he was born into this.
And
right? Practice since he was a kid.
And he was born into this.
So was Klay Thompson.
And the thing about Steph that I say is that Steph changed the game. He changed it. We're seeing all these threes being shot in the NBA because of Steph. Obviously, there were other people that shot threes, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, those dudes before Steph came. But Steph was the one that said, no, I'm going to shoot 15 three-pointers a game, and I'm going to make 10 of them, and my team's going to win championships that way. And he did. And Steph changed the game. Now we got a whole generation, my son included, that wants to shoot threes because Steph does it and does it with a style and a smile. That is Steph Curry. He belongs on the list. He's changed the game in the NBA. Dame Lillard doesn't belong on this list. I love Dame Lillard. I love him. I wish he was a Knick. But he doesn't belong on this list. And you need to put Bernard King you need to put Bernard King there and take Carmelo off and put Dwight Howard.
Reggie's a you leave Carmelo Anthony alone. Dang.
Listen, I backed off the Patrick Ewing. I was wrong about that, clearly. But
Reggie Miller is definitely Reggie Miller made the list.
He did.
He didn't make top 50, but he made top 75.
He did. And I'm going to tell you right now, this list that Slam put out that I put back up on the screen, I think the people who made this list were drunk when they made the list. I think they were...
No, they were definitely high.
They were definitely high, drunk, everything, because this is the worst list I've ever seen. First of all, Klay Thompson does not belong on the top 75 list because he hasn't played long enough and he's been injured the last 2 years. And I'm going to say really quick, Tony Parker, I know that Heidi said, you know, hey, let's
we can make a case for Tony.
You could do an honorable mention, but he doesn't belong in the top 75. Steve Kerr doesn't belong in the top 75. Robert Parrish was nice, and he was a good center and played very good defense. But I think if you're going to put Dikembe Mutombo should be higher than him. He was a better.
Did they put Steve Kerr?
They put Steve Kerr. He's number 57.
Oh, this is Slam. Oh, then they might as well put too. They might as well put John Paxson and B.J. Armstrong on there too.
Yes, because they were the same thing. Larry Johnson doesn't belong on this list. Starbury certainly doesn't belong in the top 30. What are you?
First of all, all of these cats was from Brooklyn, and so I think they dapped up every single one of these people. That's what it was.
It's true. No, it's 100% true. I think the biggest Oscar Robinson out of the top 10. That's nitpicking, but like, come on, it's Oscar Robinson, man. Like, what's wrong with you? And then, like, are we really gonna sit here and say that I saw something that made me go like, this is horrible. No, I think I think the most egregious thing is definitely Tony Parker, number 50. Like, come on now.
I feel like I wouldn't put James Harden really on there.
Is he on there?
Yeah.
Where is he? What number is he?
Number 26, above Tim Duncan.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna stop right now. You put James Harden over the best power forward in the history of the game. Okay, we're gonna stop looking at that list. Those people were hot. Then we're going to go to the next subject and the second to last subject. Want to do an honorable mention, sports member. So the only Mets pitcher, and we're going shifting to baseball, and then we're going to do a quick sports fashion. We'll get out of here. The only Mets pitcher left over from the 2016 World Series, is Jacob deGrom, because my man, Thor, Noah Syndergaard, is now an Angel. And as I joked with you guys, you fellas offline, I said the fact that he is now an Angel. I said, watch, he's going to be like a Cy Young Award candidate. Like he's just going to be ready to go. But he had enough. The Mets actually offered they offered him kind of the same contract as the Angels, and he said, no, I want to go out west. So, Calvin, what do you think about Thor leaving?
I mean, until they figure out what's going on with the Mets, I don't know why he would have stayed.
The Mets are horrible. That team is. I don't get it. I don't think any team wants to sign. Any player would want to sign with the Mets at this point. Like, I think if they're going to get better, they're going to do it through the draft, because every time you think they're starting to turn a corner, they
I feel like they lost everybody.
Gets pulled over for a DUI. Like
Well, look, I feel like they either lost everybody or there are key free agents that are not willing to sign with them right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that they pull a Knicks, right?
Yeah. Are you saying they would, like, in terms of what?
And in terms of making key additions, changing the culture, and having a winning season, and then building from there.
Didn't they already do that though? Didn't they change the culture? Didn't they have change?
Remember what I said? Remember what I said? Winning season.
Oh, that's the key. Oh well. We thought that was going to happen this year. So did many of our Mets fans that watched the show. Thought that was going to happen this year. I'm still getting some nice empanadas and pasteles because somebody wanted to bet me that the Mets were going to make playoffs. I don't know who that was, but that's just all it is. But that being said, he is now an Angel, and Marcus made a very good point in our chat. He was like, he wasn't here anyway because half the time he was injured. So I guess. But like I said, he's going to be an all-star. Watch, he's going to be a Cy Young, and it's going to be like, what are the Mets doing? But the last topic of the night.
The Mets are like good luck, Chuck.
What happened?
The Mets are like good luck, Chuck.
They really are. They really are. The last topic of the night, we're going into a little bit of sports fashion, sent to us by Calvin this week. I just want to tell you, I love these sneakers. And I got to say, normally I don't like such wild, crazy colors, but this actually isn't bad. I do like this color. I do like this teal that is going on with the second pair. That is not bad. I got to say, what made you send these, and what is the thought process, my man?
So, I had some time. I went to go visit my old spot, my old stomping grounds, Adidas. And I copped a pair for myself. I get the discounts. And I happen to see, by the way, both of those are Dames.
No, they are. Oh, yeah, they are. I forgot.
Both of those are Dames. The first one is the Will Smith edition. Y'all remember when he had his joint in Bel Air Academy and had it inside out?
Oh,
that's those.
Yeah. No doubt.
And the teal joints just I kind of like them. I mean, they not my size, but I just wanted to get the feel of the little swag that they had. It was only a size 8, man. I wasn't trying to squeeze my toes in them little things.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't really like funky colors. I like black and red. Black and red for me has always been I don't know, something about red on black that makes me look, it feels great. And those teal joints, I gotta say, was the first pair that I was like, oh, this is really cool. And when you said that they were the Fresh Prince sneakers, I was like, oh, this is nice. This is, is it teal or mint green, Heidi? I want to know that because I think it's. I mean, I feel like
it do look like mint chocolate chip, don't it?
It does, right? It does, right?
It do look like the mint chocolate chip joint.
I would definitely get my son a pair of those, and then with the first ones, the Fresh Prince, and I would get my son a pair and rock those, and we could twin a little bit. But she says,
"Oh, you come? Hey, come with me and Marcus when we go to the. I think I still got the plug to go to the Adidas employee store, 50% off.
Do that in New York?
I got to see.
Well,
maybe.
Or are you telling us to come out to Washington to do it?
Well, I know it's out here. I don't know where it is in New York.
Oh, well, you got to find out, man. That's what I'm saying. You got to find out.
Because you got to have an invite. I tried to get to the Nike one, but
Get the invite. Get the invite. All right, I like that. Now, really quick, you are going to be in New York next week, are you? Is that the plan?
Yes, that is the plan.
You ain't going to be missing flights, are you?
No, I ain't never missed a flight.
Oh, really?
Have I? Wait, hold on.
I'm still bitter. I'm petty.
I ain't never missed a flight. Wow.
What do you want from me? Calvin, what do you want to say to the people? We got to go.
Love you all. Thank you for watching the show. And a side note, I'm not sure if I'm pregnant or not, but for dinner, I'm about to have some fish and chili. Not together, but it is. And I'm looking forward. Like, I'm going to smack on the fish and the chili. I'm just throwing that out there.
Fish and chili.
We won't see people, right, for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, have a great Thanksgiving. I just wanted to share something that I was able to do. Y'all know I'm a big community dude. Just everywhere I go. Last weekend, I was able to give away now listen to me when I say this, 5.5 tons of food.
Jesus.
5.5 tons of food. Partnered with this biker group that I know, a clean and sober biker group. They did a food drive, and we was able to support our local school district, homeless ministry, and a couple of other places, and foster kids. So get out there, do great things, love sports, love people. Let's rock this thing. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
I love that. That is amazing. You do some amazing things in the community, and I want to say that one day, when this company blows up the way we are working on it to blow it up, we are going to make sure that you are in charge of that. You do some amazing things, and I feel like you could be a leader for the world on our shoulders. So that is going to be amazing. So, I definitely do you, and have a great Thanksgiving. I want to put it out there to everybody out there with you on the camera. Just, we're not going to be here, but we're not going to be here for a couple weeks improving. Some things are going to happen while we're gone. We're not going to unveil them until January 12th, but they're going to be happening in those times. So what I will tell you is next week we won't be here, but we definitely will be posting on social media and talking sports. We always do. So with Calvin on, for Heidi, who's been in the chat, and I want to tell you that, yes, Jeanette, Calvin is amazing. The stuff that he's done, I'll tell you. Next time when he's going to be here, and he's going to be here for the celebration that we were talking about in the chat just now, he's going to be here for that. You got to talk to him about the stuff that he does in the community. He is, amazing. Like, he is my inspiration. So I will say, Calvin, I love you. You're amazing. And
love you too, brother.
Please stay safe. Please eat as much as you can. And my man, make sure you got plenty of toilet paper, because fish and chili, damn. Oh.
I'll be pregnant, y'all. I could be pregnant. You never know.
Pregnant. I just want to tell you, it's not mine. I don't know. Anyway, we gotta go. We'll talk to you later. Peace out. Have a great, great night.